Welcome back to another episode of Epic Cars, and today we're going to be talking about a new project that I've got into the garage today, and it is a 1974 K20, and it is a farm truck special. It's a one owner out of Kansas, very original truck. Not much has been changed on it. Sorry, I've got a bunch of my daughter just got married, so I got a bunch of wedding things around here, but it's a one owner K20 350 4-speed 4-wheel drive flatbed. And what I really loved about this truck was the originality of it. Inside hasn't been jacked with, everything is there. Now it's beat up, it's an old farm truck, but it's I don't know, it's just got this charm to it that I've really kind of gravitated to. I really like this blue and white combo. This is Catalina blue over white, and it's got the racetrack trim is what people call it. I was really going for a 1973 because 73 is the year I was born, but this is a 74, so pretty close. And what I really liked about it was the fact that it had a rebuilt engine, and it had kind of been on the same farm for the last 50 years. The flatbed was put on at some point during its life, not sure, and owner went through and put all new lights on it and things like that. So it even had all 4 hubcaps. I know I'm missing the one on the front there, but I've got it inside the cab. And so it just was an original truck that was going to be really good for a project truck. And here's what I'm going to make it into. I own a roofing and construction company, and I'm going to kind of make this into a delivery vehicle. I can carry pallets of shingles and things like that because it's a 3/4 ton, but it's going to be kind of a rolling, I don't know, advertisement to a degree. I guess the bad thing about it is the colors are not necessarily, quote unquote my colors. My colors are black and red, but it's just going to stand out. It's just going to be a really cool truck. Now, I can't be going around showing, looking at new homes and things like that with a big old rusty, holes in it and all dirty and all that good stuff. So I'm definitely going to be, redoing some body work, repainting it, putting some bigger wheels and tires on it, those kind of things, put AC in it, make it comfortable. So it's going to go through a pretty extensive change, but it's still going to maintain its kind of farm truck feel if I can help it. Under the hood, just a solid little 350. It's been rebuilt. The owner didn't know exactly how many miles on it and so forth, but you can tell by the way it runs. It starts up great. It's just a really smooth driving truck. And another reason why I bought this specific example is because it had the power brake, power steering, and AC option all included from the factory. So it's missing some AC components, as you can tell. So I've got to find the bracket, and I'll put the compressor in, and I'll get all that working again. Or I may go aftermarket if I just can't find the parts for it. But it's got everything that I need. It even has the condenser and things like that for the AC if it's still in good shape. But I love the fact that it's kind of original engine has just been rebuilt, original paint. I think this paint would actually clean up pretty well, but you can tell it's seen some fence post drag in, or a cow ran into it or something. But overall, I mean, like I said, it's in really good shape. It's not necessarily, nothing's really broken. I mean, there's a little crack right there, things like that, but it's all stuff you can get repop these days. The 2 front fenders are kind of the worst part of it, and kind of the hard part about it is that it took out trim and things like that with it. But I can get that trim and we can redo all that. But it's a custom 20 from Dick Hatfield Chevrolet in Kansas. So it's a Kansas truck, missing a mirror at some point. But overall, it's in good shape. Now, the only disappointment I had was when I got there, I thought it would have 16-inch wheels. It's got 16.5-inch wheels. So gonna have to find some new wheels. I like the steely look, so I'm gonna definitely go for kind of white steelies with big tires. I've got some special tires inside that I've been saving for a project for a really long time that are definitely going on this truck. Now, I also had to have a gooseneck. I've got a gooseneck trailer and I tow all the time, so I had to have a gooseneck. Thankfully this came with one built in, And then of course I've got to have a receiver hitch. So this truck kind of hit all the marks. And guys, I got it for, I don't know, I think $3,700 is what the gentleman ended up taking. I talked him down from I think $4,500. But you can find trucks like this all over the place for anywhere between $3,500 and $5,000, right in that range. Square bodies, there's so many parts out there. People secondhand part all the time. There's new parts, so if you can take it to a show truck, or you can just put older parts on it and just make a really good driver out of it. I drove this truck for the first time yesterday, and man, it drives good. It's just solid. It doesn't rattle. You can just tell, you know, the guy took pretty good care of it, even though it's a 50-year-old truck, and it's an old farm truck that's got a lot of cancer in it. But I can replace those parts and I'll paint it back the original colors, and you won't even know the difference. Underneath is fairly clean. You know, it's got rust, but it's all surface rust. But today we're gonna get it cleaned up because I'd like to see it in all its glory without all this mud on it. So we're gonna start that next. Starts right up. Idle's really nice. Let's go for a ride. I ran out of gas on my power washer, so it gives me an excuse to run up to the store and get some more gas for the truck and the power washer, because I'm not sure the gas gauge works. When it's on, it shows empty. When it's off, it shows half a tank. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll make it there. Well, it's either I'm on fumes or the car needs to be adjusted a little bit, because it is missing installing. I may not make it. All right, it shut off at 17.2. So again, I don't know how big that tank is, but I'm gonna think that it's probably a 16, 18, maybe 20 gallon. So we were pretty low. Let's fill up this for the power washer. Well, boys, I do think we were on borrowed time with that, because it would barely start there at the pump. I had to kind of roll start it. Now it seems to be running a lot smoother, so I think we were really close on running out of gas. Thank the Lord. He's helped me out a bunch. He helped me out this time. You know, this is kind of why a lot of people stay away from classic cars, especially carbureted engines. They're just finicky, guys. I mean, they're just hard to deal with sometimes. And unfortunately, I think that's why a lot of people are getting away from these older cars. And, you know, at the same point in time, I kind of agree with the fact that, you know, if you get into something in the mid-80s, you know, you're starting to get into fuel injection, throttle body injection, that kind of stuff. And they sure do run better. They start better. And that's what I would recommend. If you're kind of a newbie to the car scene, get in something that's late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s. You know, there's still classics out there. You know, they're 30 years old now. And you can get into something that'll start right up. You've got fuel injection. You got upgraded components. The AC system started getting a lot better in the, you know, late 80s, mid 90s. And you've got something that, you know, it's not going to take a bunch of wrenching. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do to this. I mean, when you get like an Edelbrock or a Holly dialed in, they're great. It takes a lot of dialing though, and you know, it kind of depends on a lot of things. Timing, atmospheric pressure, and even your gas, what quality gas you have. But if you want something that's going to run and kind of consistently do good all the time, get you a fuel injected video. Get you a fuel injected truck or car. I may add fuel injection to this, like a sniper kit or something like that, just because I've never done that, and I'd be kind of curious to see how it works, especially if I'm going to make this a daily. So that may be something I add to this. I was trying to kind of keep this whole build under 10 grand. I don't think I can do that. I add a fuel injection kit onto this, but I don't know. You'll see. Maybe I can get one aftermarket. Oh, I gotta work on my clutch. Terrible. Getting to learn this thing. I mean, I think the owner said it had a rebuilt transfer case, rebuilt clutch, transmission. It sure feels that way. It's just solid, but I've got to, you know, kind of learn the truck. So not a night and day transformation, but the engine cleaned up pretty good. Now I can see how many oil leaks it has, because it was coated in oil, so now I can really see. what gaskets are bad. But no, it didn't turn out too bad at all. Got all the mud off, so there's a lot more holes. The mud was covering up the holes. That's always a really good selling feature. Just if you have a lot of rust, just go get it real muddy. Kind of power wash the interior a little bit, wash the doors out. Not bad, not bad at all. There's deer corn and all kinds of beef feed and molasses, and it was gross. So got that done. Hey, it came with a cool LED light that's not hooked up, but that's awesome. That's the sign of a 16-year-old kid. There were stickers on the back here. I don't know if you remember them. It said, one said thrush muffler and the other one said something about a beard, and somebody painted cat on it. So stickers, you got a LED light that's not hooked up, and you got a mirror missing. That's definitely the sign of a 16-year-old kid, or maybe even a 14-year-old. This is really fresh. So this is fresh metal, so I think they just welded that on. Somebody's a really good welder. That's it. Not bad. I turned 51 this last weekend, so I don't work as fast as I used to, but I'll try to hurry up on this project as much as I can. Really liking the Square Body Chevy. As most of you know, I've been into Fords lately, and vans and things like that, but really digging that color scheme and the trim package and the flatbed. So until next time, God bless. Take care. Epic cars, baby.